Hi, I'm Ben from Second Dynasty, and we're back again not only with a brand new 3D printable spaceship, but even crew miniatures and our very own deck designer software. Introducing the Sleipnir. Inspired by your favorite hard sci-fi universes, she has no artificial gravity, just a fusion torch to push her through the black between the inner planets and the far reaches of the solar system. Featuring 11 stackable decks of incredible 28mm detail, the Sleipnir is named for Odin's 8-legged steed. She'll get you where you're going, and with fully articulated print-in-place defense cannons, she'll tear pirate vessels to shreds and shoot down any incoming fast movers with ease. She's home to 5 permanent crew members, and as the campaign unfolds, will be introduced to more of their colleagues. All in all, the Sleipnir is our most detailed build yet, but to handle all the modularity and customizability of the ship and our other vessels, we've created Deck Designer, a software suite to make your printing life and ours so much easier. Deck Designer will let you import ship layouts to customize them to your liking, allowing you to plan your build visually and provide handy tools such as file handling and printing lists. Don't worry, it doesn't just work on our stuff, it works on any STL collections on your hard drive. Your funds go straight back into funding new modular options for the ship, new 3D printable miniatures, and of course new features for Deck Designer. On top of that, you also let us keep doing what we love, making awesome spaceships. Hi, I'm Ben from Second Dynasty, and we're back again not only with a brand new 3D printable spaceship, but even crew miniatures and our very own Deck Designer software. Introducing the Sleipnir. Inspired by your favorite hard sci-fi universes, she has no artificial gravity, just a fusion torch to push her through the black between the inner planets and the far reaches of the solar system. Featuring 11 stackable decks of incredible 28mm detail, the Sleipnir is named for Odin's 8-legged steed. She'll get you where you're going, and with fully articulated print-in-place defense cannons, she'll tear pirate vessels to shreds and shoot down any incoming fast movers with ease. She's home to 5 permanent crew members, and as the campaign unfolds, will be introduced to more of their colleagues. All in all, the Sleipnir is our most detailed build yet, but to handle all the modularity and customizability of the ship and our other vessels, we've created Deck Designer, a software suite to make your printing life and ours so much easier. Deck Designer will let you import ship layouts to customize them to your liking, allowing you to plan your build visually and provide handy tools such as file handling and printing lists. Don't worry, it doesn't just work on our stuff, it works on any STL collections on your hard drive. Your funds go straight back into funding new modular options for the ship, new 3D printable miniatures, and of course new features for Deck Designer. On top of that, you also let us keep doing what we love, making awesome spaceships. Hi, I'm Ben from Second Dynasty, and we're back again not only with a brand new 3D printable spaceship, but even crew miniatures and our very own deck designer software. Introducing the Sleipnir. Inspired by your favorite hard sci-fi universes, she has no artificial gravity, just a fusion torch to push her through the black between the inner planets and the far reaches of the solar system. Featuring 11 stackable decks of incredible 28mm detail, the Sleipnir is named for Odin's 8-legged steed. She'll get you where you're going, and with fully articulated print-in-place defense cannons, she'll tear pirate vessels to shreds and shoot down any incoming fast movers with ease. She's home to 5 permanent crew members, and as the campaign unfolds, will be introduced to more of their colleagues. All in all, the Sleipnir is our most detailed build yet, but to handle all the modularity and customizability of the ship and our other vessels, we've created Deck Designer, a software suite to make your printing life and ours so much easier. Deck Designer will let you import ship layouts to customize them to your liking, allowing you to plan your build visually and provide handy tools such as file handling and printing lists. Don't worry, it doesn't just work on our stuff, it works on any STL collections on your hard drive. Your funds go straight back into funding new modular options for the ship, new 3D printable miniatures, and of course new features for Deck Designer. On top of that, you also let us keep doing what we love, making awesome spaceships. Hi, I'm Ben from Second Dynasty, and we're back again not only with a brand new 3D printable spaceship, but even crew miniatures and our very own deck designer software. Introducing the Sleipnir. Inspired by your favorite hard sci-fi universes, she has no artificial gravity, just a fusion torch to push her through the black between the inner planets and the far reaches of the solar system. Featuring 11 stackable decks of incredible 28mm detail, the Sleipnir is named for Odin's 8-legged steed. She'll get you where you're going, and with fully articulated print-in-place defense cannons, she'll tear pirate vessels to shreds and shoot down any incoming fast movers with ease. She's home. Hello everyone, welcome. Apparently we are live now. We should refresh this page. Let me see.
Live?
And ta-da, we are live, finally, with Starship 5.
I'm sorry, I was on the phone.
We're live now. Zorima is the one you can hear in the background. I have with me, of course, some of my crew surrounding me. We have here getting into the
where is the camera?
The camera is there.
Oh, hi.
Yes. Non-alcoholic, because I've got to drive later, but there is some champers in the fridge. Hannes here is the genius behind... Oh, I'm meant to look at the camera too. Is the genius behind the awesome trailer you guys are seeing. I hope... Oh, we've got one backer already. Awesome. I'm willing to bet that could be Jester. Alright, so... This live stream is focused on our new launch of Starship 5. For the next hour, we're going to follow the campaign. I have to make a few links really quickly. So what I'm going to do is switch this back over to the actual trailer so you guys can watch once again. Hopefully it will restart. Hi, I'm Ben from Second Dynasty, and we're back again not only with a brand new 3D printable spaceship, but even crew miniatures and our very own deck designer software. Introducing the Sleipnir. Inspired by your favorite hard sci-fi universes, she has no artificial gravity, just a fusion torch to push her through the black between the inner planets and the far reaches of the solar system. Featuring 11 stackable decks of incredible 28mm detail, the Sleipnir is named for Odin's 8-legged steed. She'll get you where you're going, and with fully articulated print-in-place defense cannons, she'll tear pirate vessels to shreds and shoot down any incoming fast movers with ease. She's home to 5 permanent crew members, and as the campaign unfolds, will be introduced to more of their colleagues. All in all, the Sleipnir is our most detailed build yet, but to handle all the modularity and customizability of the ship and our other vessels, we've created Deck Designer, a software suite to make your printing life and ours so much easier. Deck Designer will let you import ship layouts to customize them to your liking, allowing you to plan your build visually and provide handy tools such as file handling and printing lists. Don't worry, it doesn't just work on our stuff, it works on any STL collections on your hard drive. Your funds go straight back into funding new modular options for the ship, new 3D printable miniatures, and of course new features for Deck Designer. On top of that, you also let us keep doing what we love, making awesome spaceships. Scene. All right, guys. Let's see. Get the Kickstarter page up, guys. I got Zaroma here on the line. We're already beyond funded, and actually, we've gotten to the first stretch goal already. Let me just scroll down and show you guys what that's going to be. It will actually be Deck Designer. We're supporting Linux and Mac with it. So. Wait, these are still the pledges. I'm surprised anyone's backed yet because there's so much information to see. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. We are going to put up a short summary of the unlocked stretch goals at the top of the page as we go along. But since, as you guys know, it's already a little crazy with how fast things go, we thought we'd unlock the next one. And we are already well on our way. Actually,
next goal there.
Oh, we're about to hit 15?
Because you were over 15 backers. We're at 18.
Oh, 18 backers. Yeah, but 14,000 crowns. So the next... Oh, there we go. 20.
1,700. We're at 1,700.
Wow.
1,800.
You mean 1,000? Oh, you're looking at American dollars.
Yes, I am.
That's why. Yeah, I'm looking at Swedish crowns. I would have loved to do this campaign in American dollars, or US dollars rather, but unfortunately Kickstarter doesn't support that for Europeans, only euros or your native currency, which is Swedish crowns for me. But yes, and now we've unlocked yet another stretch goal, which is a new set of miniatures, I believe. Hang on, am I on the right page here? I think I'm looking there.
We're along
there we go. Now I'm just trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be scrolling because I can't look at it and scroll.
From here.
Let's see. So then the next stretch we have unlocked is some seated crew miniatures. You guys might have seen the incredible crew miniatures behind me. I can just really quickly switch cameras and you can see what's on the table here. You can sort of see them behind me at the base of the ship. We've just hastily bought this up, Hannes and I, from the seller. I'm gonna have to move the camera a little so you can see my boy Hannes.
I'm eating snacks.
Yes.
Disturbing.
And then in the corner we have Lieselot hiding behind the ship. Wave, Lieselot. So yeah, we're all excited to get started here. You can see the actual ship to behind me.
7 backers.
Sorry.
27 backers now.
Oh, very nice. We got Zorima reading all the stuff I can't do just yet. But I'm guessing we're getting pretty close to the third stretch goal, which will be a boarding tube. Now, you guys might have noticed that in the awesome film that Hannes helped produce. You can see it here in the background. I think this is. Wait, no, I'm on the wrong page again. So you can just see here in the background that the boarding tube. This is something I hastily threw up. Yeah, and it's unlocked. All right, we're gonna have to need to. Lisa, do you want to get on the edit page and just put in some new graphics for us? Because I can't keep up. I'm just gonna make sure I'm not saving over the top of anything. Hang on. We should be good to go, right? Yeah.
Things seem to be going along. I appreciate everybody joining. It looks like we have 60 people in the Twitch chat alone joining the initial kickoff. So that's quite a few people.
Oh yeah. Nice.
So we've definitely got some advertising going on here. Thank you all for joining us.
Indeed.
I usually do a weekly show on Fridays that's available for all you people to check out that covers like where we're at on project, and we will be weekly giving an update of where things are at with the Kickstarter and what the stretch goals are and what new things we're opening up and doing each week. And you can join us there at the same Twitch channel here if you'd like to see it or watch the video later.
Indeed.
So take a chance here, and if you don't mind, click the follow so you can get notifications on when we do those goals.
Indeed.
We do a live modeling with people, taking suggestions, comments, and that sort of thing as we do it. So when Ben's working, he can basically look at stuff and talk to people as he's making some modifications. It's a quite common prospect that we do every Friday for about an hour.
In fact, it's the best way to con me into doing new things.
Eastern time. What was it? Is it 8 a.m. Eastern time or?
Yeah, 8 a.m. Eastern time, I believe.
8 a.m. Eastern time on Friday.
Exactly.
And we also really like to see you join our Discord if you like support or have ideas. You can go on there to the suggestion section and put things in you'd like to see in the ships and models that Ben's working on.
Yeah.
And check it all out. There's also a really nice support area in there to help with supporting anything for 3D printing and to help you with taking care of stuff you might be having problems with outside of just Ben's models. There's a listing in there in the Discord which basically allows you to report problems with files if you have them, and then we'll modify, fix them, and get things out and redo them to the bundles that will be published through this new software that we're going to be providing. There will be a demo of the software available shortly, probably by the end of the week. So you'll be able to download that if you're a backer, and then use that software to fill around and try out and see what we're doing. It won't be fully operational yet, but it will be something you can play with. And I do believe, Ben, are you going to be releasing it to the general public as well, or just
that's the idea. We want everyone to have a try because it will help convince people. And I know there might be some people that aren't particularly interested in science fiction STL files that are really going to find that tool useful for their fantasy miniatures or dark fantasy or whatever the case might be. In fact, we have our first question in about the deck designer. And the question is, can the deck designer combine all of the STL files into one STL file for printing? Unfortunately, the answer is no, and there's a good reason for it. And that being, it actually is designed to import STLs and then change the file standard on it so it's not printable. The reason for this being that it's not actually a slicer, so it won't help you, and really even if you do combine it all, you might have certain parts that won't print optimally if they're laid out the way they're going to be laid out when they're finished. Some of my parts print on their side, some of them standing up, some of them in other positions. So that's...
Let me simplify. It's a catalog to let you list what parts you need to print the given ship. and it allows you to play around and change parts so that you can, add different pieces because it's open lock, and add another deck that you want, or modify different ships that Ben's products. So the idea is to basically get a list of what all needs to be printed in in your files. Now, it will be usable for non-Ben product, meaning any other STLs you have, it will grab that information and allow you to use that information to build your own open lock, like dungeons or anything else you have, based on what kind of STLs you have. That is the point of it.
That is the point of it. Sorry, Hunter's bought me in a ton of goodies to eat. They're all crunchy things too.
We're getting a bunch of comments in the Kickstarter itself too.
Oh, okay.
Someone should be. We have like 47 backers. We have a ton of backers here going.
Oh yeah, it's
I'm
just
losing
clicking
track.
right up. So we're unlocking stretch goals quick, but I'm just going to switch back to Maya and show you the ship, I think. But the first ship-based unlock, it was the... where's my menu's gone? There we go. It's the boarding tubes. Now, I've just got in the scene the boarding tube from the scout ship that I've imported in. You can see it sort of like extends out like this. And I didn't want to just do a repeat thing of having the same thing, because this is just slightly too high for the 2-inch gap there is on the airlock level. So we actually have, when I started creating this ship, it's obviously Expanse themed. Oh man, thanks Aerospace Smith. That's
Yeah,
totally
thank
awesome.
you, Aerospace. I was going to say the same thing. Thank you for joining. Thank you for buying.
Yeah, thanks for believing in my stuff. The boarding tube is sort of like the scene I had in my head when I was creating this ship was episode 1, season 4 of The Expanse, when they land on Ilus, sorry. And I wanted to recreate that, which is what you're kind of seeing a little bit in our pitch video. So this is not an official Expanse ship. It's I have no association with them whatsoever, but I've used the same design language so that this ship would exist in a similar universe. It's basically got no artificial gravity, so it requires the constant thrust of the engines to simulate gravity through acceleration. So what you see here and what's at the top of the Kickstarter page here, you can see that's actually the same object. It's just that when I put this up, this is a really simple STL file that we made. It's got some flaws with it. We're really going to create 3 versions of this. One retracted, one extended, and one covered. You can actually see there that just by wrapping some cling wrap to it, you actually get a really nice effect. But we'll do a solid version as well. That's more printable. Already up to 37,000 crowns, which I believe is bringing us closer to our... Oh, what are we at, Lisa, for stretch goals? Let's see. Do we put them at the top of the page or further down?
Jag har ändrat här nere.
Okay. Is it saved?
Ja.
Oh, okay. We've got some bilingual action going on right now. Stress can have that working for you. Let's see. The stretch goals, I think I went past them.
No swearing in foreign languages.
Wait, this isn't updated yet. Maybe I need to refresh. Let's refresh. And I keep getting up my creative menu there. I've got to take that off. Don't want you guys seeing behind the curtains. So, we've already unlocked the 20,000 crown and the 30,000 crown one. So this is back to the deck designer. We're going to allow you to color the imported objects. This will even get further developed, hopefully, if we hit the stretch goal after the 65,000 one, where we're going to add proper materials. So if you are a creator, you'll be able to export these into a format that maintains the colorful, beautiful renderings that you could create, or at least something closer to it. And then the next one we're working on is some additional hull mounts, and it looks like we're almost there.
We should bring up the light kit too, by the way.
Yeah, I was about to say, the light kits, I don't have them on right now, but you can see them down here. And Zorima, do you want to talk about these?
Sure. We have 2 light kits that are available. The first light kit is the motor mount or engine or rockets fusion core of the ship, which basically in the fusion engine area, a battery goes in there. You can put a 9 volt in or a couple coin cells, depending how what you want to connect up. And the lights go to LED chip lights that'll be in the bottom of the motor mounts that then give that blue white fusion light down below the ship. It's a kit that basically you can pick up for, 15 US, which is pretty cheap. It's all pre-wired, all pre-done. There's no soldering or connecting or anything like that. You just push the wires in and run them through and plug in the battery, and ta-da, you're done. You can see the airlock down below there slightly. Can you push the airlock up slightly? You have to rotate it up there, Ben, slightly.
It should be updated now.
There we go. Okay, that's the airlock. That's one side. The kit will include enough lights to cover both sides of the airlock to light up your suits and give the main airlock when you walk in a light up effect. Batteries hide behind the wall. It'll light up your weapon rack as well. And it's a $22 kit. It gives you 2 strings, one for each side. And you just put in a simple coin cell, a couple, I think it's 2 small coin cells into there, so because they have to be thinner so they can fit behind the wall. We had some other light kits in development, but we didn't do those yet. So these are for the Kickstarter. Other stuff may be released in the near future, but we did for this Kickstarter release a discount where you can buy all the light kits together for $32, and it will be a total package deal. This is an add-on, so to your pledge, so you just have to add it on to the top price.
It's important to point out that this is the one add-on that isn't included with a Collector 5 or any of the larger pledges that usually include all of the campaign exclusive add-ons. The reason for this being that this requires shipping, and it's actually Zorima that's going to be handling it, not myself. So that's why we've chosen to make it separate. There are some logistics involved in that. There'll be shipping from the US. I believe you are willing to ship anywhere though, right?
Yeah, everywhere. Australia, Europe, United States. Shipping will be cheap. US is going to be like, I think, no more than like, $4 or $5 or something like that. Europe it's going to be a 4-week time to ship it because we're doing it, like slow, but it'll be like $12 or $14. And I think the rough price I was given for shipping to Australia, which I have to figure out, I believe is going to be like $24, $25 to ship all the way to Australia.
Yeah. So you guys will have to pay for the shipping. We'll pick that up after the pledge manager. Basically, you'll be able to add this to your pledge in the pledge manager. You can add the funds now if you want, and you'll get to spend them later. One thing I should bring up is that returning backers are going to get $10 extra to spend in the pledge manager as a thank you for backing. This time the ship, aside from I think basically the bathrooms, even the airlocks have been redesigned. It's 97% new stuff, so there isn't an upgrade pledge per se, but that's our way of saying thanks to you guys. So you can buy add-ons with that. It can go towards your lighting kit costs as well. It's in the pledge manager, so that's a good thing to know for returning backers.
Can you show where the wiring is, like on your picture there for the?
Yeah, on the modeling. Basically, the wiring. We have these sections here. I'm just gonna lift this off for a second, and you can see there's just these tiny little notches in the walls here where you can feed through these very small lights. I can actually show this one off. Let me see. Here we go. Alrighty. So I actually, this is just a prototype at the moment. What I've got in front of me here, and we have this batteries here which are going to go in the walls. I just need to redesign this. This is the prototype, and if I just switch this on. We don't have the lids on at the moment, but you can see it lights up the suit lockers and weapons lockers in the airlock. So that pack includes one for each side. So it's 2 lights, and they're like this string. The batteries are quite small. And yeah, they're basically, the wiring is hidden underneath here, and then I've just used blue tack to put it into place. So where are we at?
Okay, I don't know. I'll double check that. One sec. We are at 54 backers currently.
All right. Yeah, I have to look at mine anyway.
I'm sorry, 69 backers.
69.
Now,
Oh.
the other thing is, so people have an overall understanding. The ship is 11 decks, with lighting kit sold separately. You get for your purchase basically the STL files, and that's it. But we do list some guys, if you're interested, that will print your ships for you if you want to purchase a ship instead. If you basically don't want to purchase the STL files, or you don't want to print it yourself, you can hire them to print it for you. We've worked out a deal with a couple people who are commercial backers from previous purchases that will print ships for people at a cost. Of course, it's a lot of time and material. This ship takes. Hold on.
Yeah.
1 sec. I'll be back. Take over.
Yeah, I'll take over. Let's hope he mutes there. We did have a question about the deck design, and tell me how many parts. Will it tell you how many parts to print? Not only will it tell you how many parts to print, it will also give you a print list. So, and I believe it will take the STL files off your hard drive and resort them to a new folder so they're off by themselves. So you'll get a list of what you're going to print, how many, and they'll be sorted for you. At least that's what John tells me. Let's see if we have any more questions. Oh, John's here in the background. Thank you, John, for coming. He's busy working on the version we're going to have live for everyone in the next couple of days. Let's see. Oh, thank you, French McBaguette. Lovely name for backing. So let's see where we're at right now. I should probably we're hit 50,000, which means we're back into that deck designer territory, and that will unlock. Wow, there's so much to scroll through, guys. I can't believe so many people have done this already. We've actually already unlocked some additional hull mounts. Let me show you them. I've only got some really primitive stuff right now in the works. But essentially what we're doing is replacing the mountings here on the side of the ship with, if I kill the PDCs here, the point defense. Oh, I haven't even shown this off. This is ridiculous. Let me put the nose back on the ship and the side of the bridge there. You saw the crew in there. I'm an animator by trade, or at least was. I don't do too much animating anymore, but when I do, it looks kind of like this. Let me see. Oh, modeling standard doesn't have it. Let's go back to Maya Classic. There we go. And if I do this, you will see that the PDCs actually come out and function like so. The beautiful thing about this is on top of this astounding ability, a little thruster falling off here. We actually, I think you can see it. Let's switch to the big, wrong one. There we go. You can actually see here on this smaller camera. Maybe Hannes will lift it up and point it a little bit since he's close to it. We've just got these blue tacked in at the moment, but these are all print in place. And you can see they actually fold out and are very functional. Very cool addition. I'm very proud of those. Took me quite some time to design. This is actually the culmination of 6 months worth of preparation. So I've been spending my COVID months very, very productive. We're back in the office at the moment, so no one's working from home anymore. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with how those PDCs turned out. Let me switch back to the Maya scene here. So what I was saying is that these PDCs, if I remove the upper ones here, you can actually see they've got these wall mountings behind them, and there are some lower down on the ship, obviously, for the lower ones. So what this stretch goal involves is adding additional clip holes to the sides here so that you could potentially mount PDCs, or if you want all the guns, or potentially there might be other weapon systems incoming soon. So keep refreshing. I know I really should, because let's see what we're up to. Oh, guys, 56,000 already. That's insane. Thank you. I believe yesterday, the first day amounts we did, overall were 140,000 crowns, 60,000 by the time I went to bed. We're already basically there. So that's really nice to see you guys are pleased with it. We tried to make the pricing a little bit less expensive this time, mostly because let me put the Kickstarter page in the background again. Mostly because we wanted, you know, these are tough times for everyone, and so we wanted to bring the price of the base ship down and add additional options. Also, so that, you know, we can offer cheaper prices on my manufacturer when we're finished. So essentially, we wanted to get that initial push, which is great. You guys have clearly done that. There's 79 of you already that have somehow managed to read through all the walls of text and pictures that we've already put up there. Let's see. You're right, John. Don't worry about that. So yeah, we just wanted to make things a little bit more affordable in these times. I know some people are struggling. Of course, if you don't have the money right now, that's fine. The pledge manager will be open extra long. We usually leave it open until the next ship comes out, which will actually be next year, and we already know what it is. But maybe more details about that towards the end of the campaign, since that should be a nice surprise for some of you. 81 backers, thank you guys. How many stretch goals did we get already? I think we're up to 6 or so. Maybe 5 or 6? 6, yep. And I believe at least 2 of those are for the deck designer. You'll be happy to know John. John is my dedicated programmer. He has been really good about getting this software to where it needs to be. And what we're planning to do with that is to release it in a beta phase after the campaign's concluded at some point. And then obviously as it comes into production, we'll make it more widely available. And the real way, there are other tools that are quite similar out there where you can visualize things, but this deck designer we've created, not just to make printing easier, but one of the issues we've found with our prints and our modular designs is that because it takes so much time to create, for example, the Chimera, which is here. Let's see, we've got it. I think, it's on the other camera. We're not on that. There we go. Here's the Chimera, fully modular, and Hannes's beautiful hand showing us where it is. Maybe you could put the camera back, please. Oh, now he's drinking straight from the bottle.
Of the non-alcoholic beverage.
Yes, indeed. So we are, yes, what was I saying? The Chimera is so modular, but the issue with it obviously is that it takes a lot of time to try and plan a different design. And I thought when I was putting out the Chimera that essentially it was creating a sort of Lego kit. But yeah, I hear you, Zorima. But the fact was that most people, unless they had 3D experience, they weren't actually experimenting with new parts. So deck designer is partially to be able to experiment before you print, get the print list, so you guys can start making your own variants of the ships, and also to take the headache out for me. If we reach a certain level in funding, we're going to build in a tutorial mode which will let us make instructions inside deck designer. So instead of trying to figure out a PDF where you've got 2D pictures of assembly, we'll still make PDFs from Deck Designer screenshots, but we should be able to greatly improve the ability to understand where everything goes and how the ships are built, and to allow you to customize them very easily. All right, we are up. It's already
John. Having John join.
Well, John's in the chat, but apparently he's having computer issues right now. So
Okay.
I don't know. He said he was on his phone.
Okay. I just got news on the light kits and got the pricing. Got things straightened out on that, so we're looking good on those prices.
Awesome.
So we're good on that, and he's giving me the shipping costs. So we're looking great, is what I guess is what I'm saying. Everything seems to be rolling together on that.
Awesome. And we just hit 60,000, guys. Great job. We're very close to hitting the next stretch goal. We just released a 0G poses for the miniatures. So these are actually already being made. I'm working with 2 sculptors this time around. Cult of Pickle and Papsicles. It's Papsicles who's done the main crew. And in fact, let me switch back over to the Kickstarter. And
you're doing that. Let me do another promo here. Hey, please, guys, don't forget, every Friday we're meeting about a live show we do for anybody that's a backer, well, anybody really wants to join here in Kickstarter. Here on the Twitch, to basically update you on status of this project and what we're doing, and you can get involved in directing some of the new goals as they get released, which apparently we might need help with because we're cutting through the ones we have. If you want to join in, that's Friday at 8 a.m. in the morning, U.S. time, East Coast, or you can, basically join the Discord and can get to the discussion area over there and make suggestions on things you think you would like to see for the add-ons and changes, which then get voted on by everybody in the community.
Yeah, and we'll probably be doing a few more live streams as we come into the campaign. During the campaign we'll probably do more live streams than normal. Although, like, we'll have the Friday show, and then I'll probably have a few sessions on top of that at various different times to try and accommodate. I know that time is not really good for our Australian backers, for example. And it's quite early for our West Coast US backers. So we might do a few more late night streams, development streams where I work on stretch goals, because I have a feeling you guys are going to run through all the ones I've already prepared. All right, let's see where we are at the moment. So guys, we're sitting on 85 backers and 60,000 crowns.
Is anybody still buying the light kits yet?
We won't be able to tell. We won't be able to tell until after the campaign.
Yeah, you won't be able to put money on top, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's how, basically, if you're interested in purchasing the light kit, all you have to do is add that on top to your pledge amount, and you can pick those up. It's $15 for the engine and $22 for the airlocks, if you're interested in that. The other thing we probably should mention is that this kit is a promo kit, for it's like the lighting. See if people are interested. If we do get more, then we'll probably add some more of that to other ships and make some modifications. We talked about that. If there's an interest and you guys are into that, let us know on the suggestion board, and we can talk about which ships might get modified first for something like that, assuming that you guys want them.
Exactly. We want to see who's excited about the ships, what you guys want most, and if they prove popular, why not have light kits for all our ships, really? So, fortunately, Zorima is more gifted than I am when it comes to that sort of thing, which is also the reason why we have pretty much idiot-proof lighting solutions, because I don't know, you probably banged your head against the wall a couple of times, Zorima, right?
I was like, God, okay. Yeah, we made it very, very simple. There's no soldering, no connections you have to do or anything. You just basically take the chip, the LEDs, and plug them into the slot that was developed by Ben, and pull the wires up and put them in the box where they go, and put the battery in it, and then step back and slide the little switch on the wall, and ta-da, lights.
Yeah.
Now, maybe a little longer than they need to be, but that's to make sure we got plenty of reach and room and make it easy for you guys to put them in. But that'll be it. If we may refine them to make them shorter or make changes later, but to make it easier for people. But we'll see how that goes. This is a really simple thing to use, and it uses a 9-volt battery or just coin cells for the wall mounts for the airlock, and it's real easy to get in and go. Um, if you guys are interested in other changes, then we need to come to the board to talk about that. John's software is going to be usable. Just to let people know that have joined later, because there's a lot of people coming and going. To do any open lock, like meshing. So if you want to build a dungeon with it, you can do that with your files local in your machine. It'll build a thing for that. If you want to basically play around with all the various pieces of all the ship parts that Ben's done, you can do that. Even if you haven't purchased them yet, you can't print them, but or assemble them, but you can like mess with them and then see if there's something you want to get and what's out there by browsing the catalog. I believe that I'm not sure what the exact limitation is, but I think it's you can't save one you build or something like that. There's going to be some pre-saved ones one for each of the ships and the variations of ships that Ben's done that he wants to put together out there, and so those will be pre-done into the kit. We hope to allow you to view this in like a printer size like area roughly with some like framework. But if you want an infinite field, we can do that. That's the way we have it set up now. So we kind of need to talk to you about that. So if you guys want to get out into the Discord and basically discuss that, or basically recommend how you want to do that, we're still in the early days with making some of those changes to that software, and there's still some accommodations we could do, or John might be willing to do, depending on the direction.
Or we
So
could add them as stretch features or that sort of thing. So
stretch features for
the
whatever.
Discord links are at the bottom of the Kickstarter page, by the way.
If you don't have it already.
If you don't have it already, that's right. But I'm guessing there's a couple of new people here.
There's a lot of here because we got 70 or 80 people here.
Oh,
So,
more than 80. Almost 90. But by the way, there's a couple of people in chat saying they're going to buy the lights, so I don't think we're by ourselves there, Zaroma. In the meantime, we're about to unlock this spinal mounted railgun, and I thought I will just switch over to Maya and we can actually look at it. This will include just a couple of new pieces to put in this spinal based thing. That'd be right. Switch over to Maya and it wants to save. The working files for this are several gigabytes large, and despite my M2 drives, it still takes a while to load when it saves. We do like new people joining us. Yes, we do. We want more people to have spaceships. Alright, so this looks finished. There's a little bit more interior detail on these pieces. So you've got sort of like some paneling in that'll be behind the bridge section. Sorry, the lighting's a bit dark in here at the moment, so I can... where's the crew at? There we go. So it just replaces this piece here with this new piece. This shows the sort of modularity. Later on we'll probably add even more parts that'll just allow there we go, just allow even more customizability. So that's that, and then coming up later, of course, there are a couple of other stretch goals to unlock. The torpedo tubes, for example, going to be mounted on those side mounts, and there are also just animated, and these should be articulated when they're done, and you should also be able to take the lid off and see all of the ammunition inside. and I think they should all be modular if you want them to be, so that you could actually physically move out the missiles when they're empty. So that should be possible. I can't show you the inside because it's not fully modeled yet. Basically, for these renders for the Kickstarter, we just do a basic concept, and then the actual printable parts takes several days to a week, depending on the complexity of them. Some parts are quicker, some parts take longer. We even also, if you really want to make this look a little bit more like some of the other ships in the universe it's inspired by, we will have some forward PDCs as well coming up later, and even a single engine, although I won't show that just yet. We're coming up on 40 minutes. Well,
French is asking about damaged parts, which I know that's a question we've covered.
damaged parts not happening. Sorry, we did some damaged parts for the Chimera last time. The modularity makes it really hard. Honestly, all you need to make damaged parts is something like this, a tool that you can melt stuff with, create holes, do the damage yourself, basically print it out, or use misprints as the damage. I think that's honestly the best way to go with things, because I end up spending way too much time on stuff, and the easiest way to make damage is to actually physically make damage. So, you can use a lighter, you could use a couple of different things to sort of melt the plastic or cause other damage. But specific parts, part of it, the problem is, yes, you could do it a lot easier, but my problem is I have my certain kind of designer OCD where I need to go in and make sure it looks like it follows what should be underneath the skin of the ship. So I'm sorry that won't be with us this time. Do we have the option to make a girthier version? We're definitely going to have a stretch like that. Even with the basic parts, you could definitely widen it up at certain points, as it is. I'll just cut those torpedo tubes off there. So the ship, French McBaguette. It just last time we did a Halloween damage one to make it sort of like a ghost ship as a thing, and I probably spent the most on that than I did of any other part. And I still wasn't happy with the results.
I know that the ship looks thin, but when you have the decks open and look at the size of the minis versus the interior space, you realize it's pretty actually open. It's got a lot of room to move around in there.
Yeah, let's have a look at it.
You might want to show that off more. So I would say go through the model from top to bottom. You got like 70 people in the chat, so maybe
let's do that.
from top to bottom what all you're getting here.
So we have the bridge at the top, which has got 6 positions. Now these models that I have in here are actually the pilots from the last Starship, Starship 3 rather. But we have all new crew, 5 miniatures as you see in the crew section, and we're going to expand that. And in fact, we're blowing through so many stretch goals, guys. I'm going to have to put up a questionnaire pretty soon to you guys about who the next crew members should be. So we can briefly look at, I don't think we have a ton up about them just yet, unless I linked to an Imager file. But if we switch to the Kickstarter page really, really quick, you can see the miniatures. I'm going to go right up to the top. You can see them here. And these have been sculpted by Papsicles. And they have been painted by David Woods and printed by Proteus 3D modeling in the UK. The detail is such that I actually need a magnifying glass to see some of it because my eyes are too old. But really good detail. So these are going to have alternative poses. We've already unlocked the seated poses that will go in the ship. I'll switch back now to Maya. So they will have seated positions. These chairs are actually linked. They're freestanding, so you could either put a pin in them or use some blue tack or glue them if you want, but they can change positions. And that's because I've been spending the summer reading the Expanse books, and they talk about these crash couches that rotate with the direction of the ship to sort of minimize damage from acceleration. So they have a functionality to them. So I'm going to kill the bridge layer now, and we're going to go down to the airlock level. And these shadows are really, really strong. Maybe I just maybe I can kill the lights on this a little bit. Let me turn the shadows off at least. There we go. That's a bit
This
better.
is the level where you get the light kit. You get 2 strings of 7 lights on each side that basically light up the
That's right.
suits and so forth. That
Uh,
we showed up there.
yeah. So we have an updated airlock too. It now has some handles, a little bit of extra detail. I've got to thank Brian Jenkins for that one. He has painted the ship. He also painted the Pathfinder last time around, and his model impressed me so much. I was like, please, please paint my new ship. And he did. And of course, we have these suit racks. There are empty versions. So we are releasing a suit pack as well that is a little bit more thematic than the ones we have. So in theory, they should be posed, and you should be able to print them separately and set them in there. In theory, you could even have different ones for different people. I should probably even point out that the floors have these sliding airlocks in them, accessing a ladder well. There is even, I'm not sure if it's on the level above or if I've animated, but I can show you further down the ship how the elevator works. It's actually in this section here has an elevator that will go down through decks. I would definitely say that the suits are more suited to the model, and in fact, I think they're an add-on. If I'm not mistaken, we can quickly.
Same question came back up again. Same question on the use of maybe empty weapon rack.
Right. Empty weapon racks. That's something we could possibly do. We're gonna have some combat versions where they'll have those out. So I don't know if we'd make them completely separate, but empty, that would be possible, I'd say. That's something that would be fairly easy to fix. So you should be able to see here that we have the spacesuits. There's actually even more poses than that. So these are from a design I made maybe almost 20 years ago, but they look quite expansive. A couple of different variants there of male and female ones. It's hard to make ladies look attractive in spacesuits, I've got to say. We went back and forth about that a lot, but they're functional. That's the important thing, and not quite as bulky as real spacesuits these days. So that's the airlock level. Next, we have our first living space level. So we have the captain's quarters, which has a bunk and a sort of like small office. We have the recycled water closets. These are pretty much, aside from these haven't been remixed, so they're the only original part that I can think of that isn't remixed in some way, aside from like the airlock doors, which even them have changed slightly. So we also have a bunk room. And I've actually gotten these ready so that if we wanted to, we could potentially put some lights in there as well in the captain's bunks. The space is a little bit tight, but you can fit a miniature down in there. Sorry, Zorama?
Yeah, we could put together a light kit for that, sure. It seems pretty easy.
Yeah, it would be. So if we open up the deck to the next one down, we get to the med bay. Oh, and we've got a model from the level above. That's just because I haven't added it to the right level. There we go. So we have got a med bay here with 2 beds. I don't know why that's not in color, but still. We have a little bit of a lab there as well. So essentially, I wanted to think of what we've seen and what I've read to sort of go with this. I actually got to play the Expanse role-playing game, or ran it, a couple of months back in the summer. Next level down, we have our galley. And one of our stretch goals is actually taking these elements, which a lot of these walls, you might notice, they have these sort of like side slotting pieces. And they just slide down on top like that to sort of complete the walls and make them a little bit more modular. Obviously, this isn't going to be as compatible with some of our other ships. But in the stretches, I'm planning on adding back these items as, functional pieces that would work well with, like, say, the Chimera or inside some of the other ships that we have. So you can see this is all meant to remind you of what you've seen in that universe, but still feel like it could be, a different ship, a different manufacturer, a different crew, that it sort of exists in that space. The ship, by the way, is named the Sleipnir, after Odin's 8-legged horse. That was actually community voted. Another reason to be active in the Discord and check the updates and things. So the next level down, we have our second crew quarters. So we've got
What
another.
were the other possibilities, Ben?
Sorry?
What are the possibilities on that boat?
Yes.
Thing to tell people, actually.
Yeah, you'll be able to customize certain parts of these, by the way, but some of these awkward pieces like this level are a little less customizable than some of the other ships. But we'll get to that as we move on to expanding the capabilities. So we have another 4 bunks and 2, I guess, officer quarters, staterooms if you want to call it that. Very bare bones. Then we get to our cargo bay, and it's a 2-deck cargo bay. There's a large door that slides down. Obviously this is made for space use, and you can see here actually our lift system. So the door slides off and the lift sort of comes up on this sort of path here and takes us down to the next level, which is also cargo. the one beneath that. Let's make this lift come back down so it's on level. So we have engineering here. Don't mind the white there, it's just because they're set up for clear plastic to be slid down. They only look clear when it's rendered. So we have like some workshop space along with some control panels for engineering. Then we've got our fusion core here. There's an access port here which leads down to a ladder, taking us down to the core itself. Never mind these things in the middle, that's all about rendering real nice. But you can see this sort of like cavity. This is where we put the battery, and then we feed out 5 different lights to the engines. You can see the ladder there, and the lift system continues on down. Let's see, it goes down. We can drop another level off there, and we'll leave the bottom on, but you can see here that there's actually this hatch. This is not animated, but it's actually a brand new open lock clip variant, which allows a hinge in it that'll print in place. So we have our, when the engines are not burning, you'll have a way out there that the lift will come down through that cavity. I think it's just not visible now because the level above is not visible. Yeah, there you go. So that comes down and lets your crew member get up into the ship. So
Show the bottom where the mount is, the hole for the lights at the bottom on the engine.
You want to see the holes that they fit into? Let's see. So these are the latest ones here. I can maybe just isolate these. So this just has a little, I'm going to need to make a new version of this that's just a little bit thinner there, but I had to shave them down. We just have this sort of like component here, the light wires channel down here, and then there's like a flat 3x3 millimeter. I think it's 3x3. Or was it 5? In any case, this is made to the scale in the light kits that we're going to be using. So yeah, you'll be able to just slide them in there. You do need to be gentle, and it does take a little bit of fiddling to get it to work properly. But the results are kind of worth it. Why don't we see about taking off some of these levels? Oh. See, I'm just going to put this over here. And I'll take off the next ones.
Useful disposing of annoying crew members when the engine's running.
Yeah, I saw that. Okay, let's see if I can. Let's see, we can move to the close up here. You can see Lisa Lot in the background. The battery is just in here. So it just fits neatly inside. I might have tangled this up earlier. Oh, upside down. There we go. So there's a switch on the inside. Just turn that on. It powers the engines. And if I tilt this up, hopefully you guys can see the engines lighting up. I can't see the screen.
Oh yeah, you can definitely see it.
Okay, good. Oh. Let me put
Again,
that
look
back
at
down
that.
here. So, yeah, some practical, functional pieces to the ship. Really nice. And we're almost, we're an hour in, guys. I can't believe it's happened already. Let's take another look at the site and see where we're at. Wow, 69,100 backers. That's a Second Dynasty record. Oh, we've lost one. Oh well. That may be. There we go. It's back again. They must have changed their pledge. I forgot to move it to the right one. Guys,
all I can say is, well, thank you all for doing this. I mean, we really appreciate your support, and we try to give to the community as much as we can, and we really appreciate you guys helping us and supporting us. And I know Ben really likes doing this. He really enjoys this and helping the community overall, and it's really great when you get to see your artwork, enjoyed by so many people. It's really nice.
It really is indeed. So, guys, thank you for joining us on this live stream. I'm sure there'll be many more. We're already off to a really good start. I can see I might be stressing soon about getting these stretch goals up. So we're going to make some updates, show you what you've got exactly, go into a little bit more detail as the hours and days unwind. And hopefully we get a lot unlocked in the next 25 days. So we're ending on Sunday, October 4th. At 10 p.m. Central European time, so we've made it late enough in the day that you guys on the west coast of the US will actually be able to get up, make a final decision if you still need to make one, and see all of the wonderful stretch goals we've unlocked together. We're going to need some community input as to some of the stretch goals, so make sure you follow us on the social media, get this out there. The more funds we get in, the more modularity we add to the ship, the more miniatures you get. So, hoping that this is going to be the start of something wonderful, guys. It already is. Thank you so much for backing us and funding us. And I will see you in the next update. Thank you, Zorama. Thank you, Hannes. Thank you, Lisa Lot, for joining me. I'm Ben from Second Dynasty. And the Sleipnir has launched. Bye, guys.